us are staring down some higher bills after the cold blast that we saw last week. But what about the times when your water or electricity usage spikes because of a leak or malfunction? I'm 7 News consumer anchor Diane Lee with the soggy saga of an upstate woman's water bill woes. Angela Rogers is the type of person who doesn't get riled about much, but it didn't take long for water issues at her Jonesville home to bring her to a boiling point.
Now this is what you're not going to believe. Check out these bills.
Rogers showed us how her bills spiraled from $475 to $984 to $1,535, and that's without the late fees. What is going through your mind when you see that?
I can't pay that. There's no way.
While her usage began to rise in July, she had no clue until her bill came in August. Even as she tried to pay what she could, she didn't realize as billing cycles go, her next bill was already doubling. She says it was disturbing that Rocky Creek Water never called her to warn her something was wrong.
My normal water bill is $25 a month. Before it got to $400, I would have appreciated a heads up.
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Lisa Oliphant with Spartanburg Water says the norm in the industry, especially with digital meters, is for water companies to contact customers as soon as they notice an unusual spike. How quickly can you inform people of a leak?
We'll know within a few days. Normally what we do is we'll try to email them. If we don't get a response, don't hear back from them, then we'll call them personally. And then if that does not, trigger a response, then we will send a letter to their home.
Rogers, like many homeowners, didn't realize that she's responsible for any pipes going from the meter to her house. The water company is only responsible for the pipes going from the meter to the main line.
So this is where the repair work was done.
As Rogers paid to get the leak repaired, she hoped Rocky Creek would reduce her bill back down to normal usage. 7 News reached out to several major water providers in the upstate and learned most, from Easley to Spartanburg, are quite forgiving.
We can track it and see how many gallons of water it was. It's now repaired, and they'll go back to the day that it started, and they'll credit you for those days that it was leaking.
So you wouldn't owe the water for the days that it was leaking?
You're not going to pay for that water.
Now, other utilities like electric won't likely forgive a spike.
So you can see not just the usage, but what the temperature was.
Still, Ryan Mosier, spokesman for Duke Energy, says their app is a great way to track your own usage. Does Duke notify customers when there's a spike midway through the billing cycle?
So that's where the usage alert comes in. That is a mid-month, end-of-month type of notification that shows you where you are at compared to your previous usage. And so when you look at that notice, you can go, something seems a little off here.
Rogers now knows the importance of staying on top of her usage. And while Rocky Creek did reduce the bill to just shy of $1,000, she remains hopeful the company will make more adjustments. Do you feel like your water company failed to properly notify you?
I do. I really do, because like I said, why would you let it get beyond $25, $50, even $50? You know it's normally $25 a month. So at some point you got to think, there's got to be a leak on that property.
Now, after Rocky Creek staff declined an interview and failed to connect me with a board member, I managed to track down the board vice president last night, who assured me that they would make further adjustments to Rogers' bill. They also promptly invited her to speak at this week's board meeting.